G'day guys, welcome back to Beers and Breakevens for round 20. We've got Origin tonight, so you'll be able to consume this very early in the day, get it out of the way, get stuck into a famous New South Wales victory tonight, led by the one and only Mitchell Moses. How are we feeling today, Timbo?
Good, mate. Happy Blues drought breaker day.
Love it.
I myself personally up and about.
Yeah.
Unlike my SuperCoach rank, I'm pretty chipper.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah, don't rush.
Catmandu, how are you feeling?
I feel good too. Woke up. There was a spot right outside the studio. We said, that's a good omen. New South Wales 13 plus.
Because there's never a fucking spot.
There's
Because shout
never
out
a
to the
spot.
complete and utter dickhead that's parked his 2 buses
Yeah.
directly out the front door. So
I don't think we talk enough about the car park situation here. It really stresses us out.
well, it doesn't show. I've got a spot now. You don't.
Okay, you're really flexing.
That's probably why we don't talk about it, to
Yeah.
be fair, because it doesn't impact
You can't
me that
relate,
much, but
so.
yeah. But
Timmy
yeah,
gets
if you
it.
own those buses and you're watching, sort your fucking shit out. You're shitting me to no end. How'd you go on the parking front?
Yeah, you two make
You brought another V900 on the way in, did
you
you?
two make hard work of it. Yeah, it's out the front of an outstanding cricket store, and mate, I get to park every week for hours on end, and it's fine.
Yeah.
And I get to go and check out the latest V900 Pro as I do it. So
I was talking to Sebo yesterday.
Yeah.
We were talking about you as a golfer, and we had a few opinions. I'll keep them to myself, but
yeah.
you country folk.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
A
intrigued.
little bit of chat. We'll see.
I'm
You're saying a
Save it.
whole lot of nothing right now.
Yeah, no, that was the point. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm making my Breaking the Yips debut in coming weeks.
And then we're going to put our resources together.
Yeah,
Beers and Breakevens v Hello Sport, I believe.
that is going to be so much fun.
It's going to be good fun.
You-
yeah. Can't wait to bring my
you-
4 golf clubs.
Yeah, get to the range, mate.
Get to the range. And Kat, obviously soccer. Over the weekend, something happened. A few things happened.
Yeah. Some big tournaments have been wrapped up on Monday morning. So Spain won the Euros and Argentina won the Copa America. You did call it.
I know I called it.
Yeah. You're
who
a
won
big
the Selwyn
soccer
Cobbos?
guy. Say that again.
Who won the Selwyn Cobbos?
Argentina.
Argentina.
Against Colombia.
Didn't call that. I think I might have been a Brazil guy.
Yeah, I think you
I've
said
got that one
Brazil.
actually. Got the Argies. I
There
mean,
you-
they're favourites, so it's not that cool. But
Yeah.
you should turn
Because
to
you
it.
eat Messi's ass.
I do. I would. Yeah.
I know you would.
Yeah. Me and 6 billion other people in the world. Don't narrow
Please.
it down to me.
Please.
Mate, you should turn to soccer analysis. It's the first tip you've got right all year. You've gone Kai Piss Paul anytime try score the last 19 weeks at about $3.20 and it still hasn't come off.
Literally 19. I even took him in the bye week. Backed him in. And Kat is my witness. Did I predict the score of the final or
You
did I
did.
predict the score of the final?
You did. He said, we recorded something last Thursday and he said Spain to beat England 2-1.
Yeah, but I also carried on like a bit of a tit about England, so we decided probably best not to post that.
Keep it
So
on the lowdown.
can't win them all.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into some Supercoach. That's what we've come here for. Enough of your soccer crap. I scored 969, the score of champions, some would say. I'm ranked 6,991. Kat, what did you score?
Well, speaking of the score of champions, I also got 969. So I guess that means I'm a champion also. And I improved my rank to 21K. So I'm slowly creeping up, boys.
Nice. So you scored 969 too?
Yeah, I did.
You'd have to be like a fucking loser not to score that,
I know.
right?
Do you know you'd be such a loser if you get anything with an 8?
Oh my God. Talk to us.
And I'm
3 fat ladies. How'd you go?
Yeah, and I'm surrounded by wankers. How good? 888.
Love that.
Cat. We used to be cool. It's
Sorry,
us on
I
him,
had
remember?
to, I
Don't
had
get this
to.
the narrative confused each week.
I had to.
888, 11,801st overall. Ugh.
Without like sounding like a dick to you, like it was a pretty shit week all round for how well prepared I thought we were. I thought we'd all do a lot better than this.
Yeah, Roo, look, I'm asking myself a lot of questions over the last 7-8 week buy period. Just wasn't to be.
Trades left going into this week.
13.
13 because he's using 7 boosts this week. Kat, trades left.
16 and 2 boosts.
Nice. I don't even think you'll end up using those 2 boosts.
Nah.
I might use one this week.
Oh, love that. And I've got 12 and 1 boost as it stands right
How
now.
many points you on, mate?
Great cue. Have you got it there by any chance?
I do have it.
Sorry, I
One
don't have
second.
the doc
The
open.
gap's growing a little bit.
Just talk.
I think I'm out
amongst
to about
yourselves for a
270, I
second.
want to say.
That's all right.
Something along those lines.
Overall scores. 1 second. So, Guru, you're on 20,926 overall.
20,926. What are you, Timbo?
Yeah, it's about 270. 20,657.
Yeah.
269. The kid's fucking good. The kid's on. I'm telling you. Kid's on.
I'll have you by the end of this week after me boost.
Yeah, okay. Sure you will. Very interesting week, which we'll get to very soon.
Our teams are starting to diversify a little bit as well. We're going a few different directions, which is very good for me trying to catch you for starters. But
Yeah, but I'm also going pretty rogue too.
you're a rogue man.
They're very rogue, yeah, and there's going to be a couple of roguerellas getting a start this week. Let's jump into, before we get Team List Tuesday, the winners from this week that have hats and footballs coming their way. So stay tuned for those. The winner this week was, as I scramble, the winner this week was Guscar 73, coached by Gustavo.
Tyson Scramble.
Tyson Scramble, very good.
Like that.
Came into the draft team this week. Love to see it. He scored 1,317. That is a very, very good knock this week. So, Gustavo, send your name and your address to beersandbreakevens@gmail.com and we can get your prize out to you, mate. Geez, his overall rank is 376.
Flying Gustavo.
How good's
That's
that?
good stuff, mate. Shout out also to Mark Barnes, the Barnstormers, Supercoach All-Stars, sitting in 14th overall. He's a good fella, Barnesy. I noted him sitting so highly last night. I was going to give him a shout out on the SC Playbook podcast, but like old mate Coming First, who's a Playbook subscriber, he's not in the Playbook overall group. Free crack at a grand. He just had the eyes on the 5K of Beers and Breakevens. 6K it is actually.
Is he in here?
Yeah, 14th overall, 9th in our group.
Yeah, right, okay.
Flying
Ninth in our
Barnesy.
group. Am I looking at the wrong group? Is that Adam?
No,
Mark.
Beers and Breakevens.
Yeah.
No, I'll tell you, you've done, you idiot.
I know what I've
You're
done
still
too.
on points scored, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, good. Okay, good to see. And shout out to also still in contention, 19th in our Beers and Breakevens group. I don't know where he is overall, but Sav's doing very well as well, mate.
Flying, mate.
Oh, have you seen his total score?
Oh,
Richie
stop
Beno-esque.
it. I have now. That's great.
22,222.
Oh.
Love
Speaking of good omens, that's up there.
Is that an omen that Sav's season finishes in heartbreak and he finishes second?
With,
feel like you're
with Richie
reaching.
Beno looking down on him, I can use a sniff.
I'd love to know. Can someone let us know in the comments how many trades Sav has? I would love to know where he's placed and where he's sitting. Very interested. All right. Shall we get into Team List Tuesday, folks?
Let's do it.
Very enthusiastic. Raiders, Warriors, Friday night, Geo Stadium for the Durs. Hudson on the edge, Jamal Fogarty at 7, Chris at centre, Hosking on the bench. Very good-looking Rooster. Warriors, Torpicki at fullback, Leotau in the centres, RTS moves to the Sting, and Haliasima on the bench. Anything there you want to touch on, Timbo?
Well, I get the idea due to our pre-show chat that we'll be touching on a certain 3 initial man soon.
Yes, we will get to him soon. So
Okay,
we'll leave
let's
that.
touch on just quickly Ali Leotau.
Yep.
Interesting. 238K, I believe it is. I'll get his stats up, but scored mid-60s in his only game of the year against the Panthers. Yeah, 238K, scored 65 against Penrith. For people looking for that cheapy downgrade option, Jules CT dub fullback. As far as Jules goes, it's probably one of the worst because you don't really need him at fullback. But nonetheless, I don't mind him.
To free up cash.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I agree, mate. I think that it's not a bad play if you do need to free up that cash. I'm in a spot where I've sort of already done that to some extent. But people that are looking over the next few weeks to want to buy KP, Cleary, these sort of guys, Angus Crichton, people probably need to buy back. I don't mind it. He's a good player too, man.
He is devastating on the few game sample size that I've seen between preseason and now. The only one would be, of course, Marcelo Montoya, who's out with a groin injury, which can linger and be quite bad. I don't know how long he's out for, but I think he's got an opportunity to win the spot in the back end of the year, especially if they fall out of finals contention. I think they'll want to give him a run. So worst case, he does drop out. You know, you're sitting there with enough. But
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
Yeah, don't mind it. Super Saturday, Rabbitohs, West Tigers, 3 p.m, Industry Group Stadium, Gosford. For the Rabbitohs, Cheekham on the edge. Arrow is out and has had his surgery. Keon in jersey 13. Murray on the edge. Jacob Host named on the extended as well. If Keon plays 13 this week, mate, are we locking him in as a lock forward moving forward, or what do we reckon?
Like long term, they'll keep him there.
Yeah, do you reckon?
I don't know, because all I've heard is that he wants to be playing on the edge, but they obviously want him in the middle.
Yeah.
He's obviously a destroyer in the middle, so I don't know.
We're actually going to be catching up with Keon next week, aren't we? Yeah, I'm gonna put the knife to his throat. What position are you playing?
What's doing?
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Stop fucking with us, Keon. Can't wait to do that. Tigers, Laulili on the wing, Twal and Fino on the bench. Appy named on the extended. Would be great if Appy plays. Thankfully, he's early in the week as well, but I'm just glad to see his name on there to know it's not too bad, Timbo.
For sure. I think it was the Telly had a report maybe yesterday that he was out this week. So surprised to see his name on the bench. I would be surprised to see him play, but nonetheless, it's massive for owners because becoming a tricky little position, hooker, with some concerns around Harry Grant and his sternum and, you know, a lot of Jaden Brayley owners who is becoming very much not a viable second hooker.
Yeah.
It's tricky.
It's very tricky. Yeah.
You're just holding fire, I assume?
I'm happy Egan, and I think I'm going to hold till the end.
Yeah.
I don't really want to spend trades on hooker. I don't think it's going to.
Yeah, the only one that we'll get to kind of Watson later, who I've got a bit of an eye on. But I was thinking Harry Grant for the run home, but with his sternum issue, the Storm flying, just getting less keen by the day.
Yeah. Let's move to Knights Broncos, 5:30 p.m. coming in from Newcastle for the Knights. The Origin boys, they are back in. Gamble's named on the extended, so which could see Price fall out of that side. Sharp's on the extended bench at the moment. Hopefully KP does play. That Price one's going to hurt for people if Gamble's back already.
Big time. He's only made 50K.
Yeah.
Got the one price rise in. I think Gamble's every chance to come into this team. And I mean, Price is a sell if he doesn't play.
Yeah, completely agree. Broncos, the Origin boys are on the extended, we will see. And Adam Reynolds also back there as well, which, mate, great for your coming home with a wet sail argument. If Ren Diggity's back already, that's huge.
It is. Yeah, and we'll get to my trades a little bit later, but I'm just all in on the Broncos. I know they haven't won since Magic Round, but they're back to essentially their full-strength squad there, provided the Origin players back up this week when Adam Reynolds comes back, playing for everything. I just think they come home very strong. I think they have some big wins on the way home. What do you reckon?
I'm not as convinced.
Yeah.
I think they do have some big wins. I kind of think they're going to miss the 8 though. So, but I don't mind it. But as you know, I'm never been as big on those Broncos boys from a Supercoach point of view as you have. So it's probably a bit of a mute argument.
But
with
even
me.
just NRL in general, which ties into my trades because I'm banking them to come home strong. I think they're too good. Like, even if they do miss the 8, I still think they win, I don't know, what is it, 5 of 7 games or something and miss out. But I can't see them finishing like 12th or 13th and losing 3 or 4 on the run home. Anyway, time will tell.
Fair. Storm Roosters, 7:35, Amy Park for the Storm, Nick Meaney at centre, Harry Grant at 9. Sua, he jumps onto the bench. Remus Smith's on the extended for the Chooks. Suali'i returns and Terrell May starts. Oh, shout out to JWH. He's been a little godsend to us, hasn't he?
He has.
Yeah.
I was eyeing a potential Terrell May, Payne Haas move post-Origin, but now with JWH out for 4 weeks and Terrell starting, just going to hold strong, I think.
Yeah, I don't mind a Terrell May to Payne Haas in round 23, I think it is, when JWH returns. But I don't know how many trades I want to spend on front row forward.
For sure.
I think I want to get those guns in those key positions.
Well, I've got 3 very viable ones at the moment in Terrell May, Josh Curran, Samuel Fino, and I'm happy to run that on the way home, but I do think Payne Haas is just going to have a monster finish to the year.
I'll tell you what, that injury to Max King, if you're a Josh Curran owner like we are, that is enormous. He's going to play huge minutes now, I think, Josh Curran.
Yeah, it is. It's big.
You seem hesitant.
No, it's just there's ramifications everywhere because it's big for Josh Curran. Sam Hughes he becomes a viable third front row forward option. You don't want to play him and you wouldn't rely on playing him every week, but like say you're a Terrell owner, round 23, Roosters on the bye, you can probably play him that 1 week and get away with it. So it's big. Don't get me started on Farmer Silly. Hey, quick shout out to Max King. I only noticed this after the news came through that he got injured. I noticed it actually over the weekend before the news came through, but they were on the bye. His last 2 weeks, 96 points in 68 minutes. There were 2 games that went to golden point, but still, he had 89 in base against the Warriors. And the week before, he had 82 points in 60 minutes against the Sharks with 74 in base. That is immense.
He's a maniac, mate.
Yeah.
I've told the story on a number of occasions. I was in a draft grand final years ago, and everyone gets rested, everything's happened. And I saw Max King. I watched him play Q Cup the week before, and I was just like, this motherfucker has not stopped tackling. He just does not stop. I brought him in, did the same thing, 82 in base. It was insane.
Mammoth.
And then he just fell off the side of the earth for like a year or something, and then he just pops up again. Bizarre. Sunday footy, we have got Panthers Dolphins 2 p.m. from out there at Penrith. Nath Cleary named to start at 7. The Origin boys on the extended. I don't think the Origin boys are going to back up from this. What are your thoughts?
No. And I love from Ivan Cleary. He did the same last year. He's already dropped out Dylan Edwards and Isaiah Yeo. They're flying. They'll finish probably top 2 more than likely. They just don't need to play him. I think it's good coaching.
Something to watch this week at Penrith, which I think is very interesting to me. Not a big ramification Supercoach-wise, but might give you a little look into the future. Casey McLean named at centre. Our boy Alamotti moved to the wing. Really interesting. I reckon they might be testing out something looking down the path.
Interesting. I also, on the little I've seen of Casey McLean, think he is a better footballer than Paul Alamotti. So
Casey McLean's going to be a star. It's going to be Matt Burton, Stephen Crichton, Isaac Tungo, him. He's going to be the next one in that line, I guarantee you.
it's very interesting at 204K. If when the Origin boys come back next week, like the all of them, if he keeps that spot and Alamotti drops out, he's a great way to free up cash. And playing centre for the Panthers, he's very playable if you need to.
100%. Yeah, don't mind it. For the Finns, Hamiso at fullback, Fuller on the bench, Aitken out for the season, real kicker for people there, and Felice Kafusi on the edge. Anything with the Finns, mate?
No.
No. Seagulls Titans, 4:05 p.m. coming to you from Four Pines for the Seagulls. Garrick has been named, came off in the 60th minute last week, which was really nice for all those that captained him and were looking to have a really big week. And then he came off, and then they scored a heap of tries down his edge and kicked a heap of goals. I don't want to get into it. Brown named in the front row, Gerbo 13, DCE 7, Burbo on the bench for the Titans. What is Desi Hasler doing? What is he doing?
Playing silly buggers.
Playing fucking silly buggers. What a dickhead. What's he doing to us?
The only thing I can make slight sense of is that AJ Brimson has a niggle or an injury of sorts, which wouldn't be new for him. But if he's got that, why would he be 18th man? Like, why is he in the squad?
Yeah.
I mean, look, barring any news of there actually being an injury niggle, we're expecting Kinney to the bench, Brimson fullback, surely.
I think so. Did it last week. What?
In which case, get wrecked, Desi. Like, be better.
R-E-K-T.
R-E-K-T.
Get wrecked. Are you a big wrecked guy, Kat? Would you give someone a get wrecked?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
What would be your approach? Are you a ripped guy?
Kill him with silence. I'll just walk away.
Oh,
Death
yeah,
stare,
that
kill
hurts.
his silence. Ouch.
Yeah.
Like
Everyone
that.
experienced that.
North Queensland versus the Doggies, 6:15 p.m. coming to you from up there. The Cowboys, the Origin boys are on the extended. They have to play, don't they? Long turnaround.
I think so, but they rested last time out on it might have been the Saturday, but he's shown Todd Payton that he's willing to rest his boys after Origin. I know Reece Robson, because he's been in my team, has not played either of the backing up games, and I need him this week because I really don't want to play Jaden Brayley. I suspect they play, but he hasn't been doing it.
The thing that makes it hard for Reece Robson now is that Jake Granville is available, so they might take that option up. But yeah, Sunday, bit of time to recover from a potential hangover as well, which could play a role.
Yeah, they can booze up tonight after the famous victory and then come back and play Sunday night.
Ruben Cotter can't, but
No,
Reece
Ruben
Robson can.
Yeah.
Yeah, love that. For the Doggies, current starts, obviously no King and Jacob Preston on the edge. Anything with that Canterbury side, mate?
We've touched on those front rows, mate, so negative.
Okay, Blue Wealth Property, our sponsors for season 2024. Once again, they've already put up $5,000 for the winner of the Beers and Breakevens League this year. They've got a couple of events. One is on tomorrow night, Thursday, the 18th of July, the Australian Property Market Update. I imagine Queensland houses are going to absolutely plummet tomorrow. New South Wales are going to absolutely skyrocket. Find out what's happening in the Australian property market right now, where to buy, and how Blue Wealth's research methodology works to identify these investment opportunities. There is a webinar for that, guys, at 7 p.m. tomorrow night, 24 hours away from Origin. Go and join it there. And then next Tuesday, the 23rd of July, Wealth Through Property. This is the welcome to Blue Wealth Property, I would say, Tim. This is sort of the 101. Come in, get your base understanding, and then you can play some footy off the back of it.
Yeah, it'll be a good one. I like the chat around property market dropping in Queensland after tonight's clash. And that's where Blue Wealth come in, doesn't it? They've got their little wheel, the property life cycle wheel. Where's it at? Is it booming? Is it busting? And you bet Tony and the team, the second this game finishes tonight, they'll be updating that wheel and you'll know where to buy, you'll know where to sell, all that good stuff. So
there's every chance Queensland are just giving out houses later tonight. Yeah. By about 10 o'clock, they might just fucking take them.
I still wouldn't.
They're worthless to us.
Yeah.
You're not buying me, Kat. You're not vibing with me.
I think you guys need to chill.
Need to chill.
Because
we're doing no such thing.
Got to let the footy do the talking tonight.
Now, the links for Blue Wealth Property, they're in the description, so sign up there, and then you can be there for the webinar tomorrow night and then the webinar on Tuesday night as well. All right, Tim, stat, deep dive.
I gave up too soon, sorry.
Who have we got?
First one is Reece Walsh. Oh, fuck, of course it's Reece Walsh. Here we go. Play the tape from round 1, round 2, round 3. Take us away, Timbo.
763K. Loses the... I'll actually need to do some stats around him with and without Adam Reynolds. I'll do that for the Playbook listener podcast this week. But we'll likely, obviously, probably lose the goal kicking duties when Adam Reynolds returns, which is fine. Dating back to round 10, he has a 3-round average of 96 points. Only played a few games there. Excluding his 1-point game in 4 minutes against Penrith earlier this season, averaging 80.2 for the year.
Yep.
Good numbers. I think he averaged 80-odd last year. Broncos come home with a wet sail. I like him, Roo.
Yep. Look, without being boring, I sort of have my same argument on Reece Walsh. I know he's a fantastic player. I don't know if he's got those 140s, 150s in him. That's my thing with him. And I just think he has to do a lot to get to 100. But he tends to get there quite a bit.
Yeah. Sorry. I like him as a minimum month-long play heading into the Broncos bye, at which case Kalen Ponga becomes ripe for picking for their run home. So I've got him in my trade plans. Probably he's got the final 3 games after their bye are at Suncorp as well.
Yep.
Ideally, buy, hold for season, but with trades in the bank, I'm thinking about playing a bit of fullback roulette and chasing those matchups for the run home. And yeah, I like him.
There are some good matchups in there, no doubt about it. Dragons, Newcastle, Titans, Cows, Parramatta. That fast track up there.
Yeah.
And even like the away games, like one of them's on the Gold Coast, the other one's in Queensland. They're all pretty fast tracks.
They're great.
Yeah, I can understand why you're doing it. In fact, the Broncos play one game outside of Queensland to finish the season. They go to Newcastle.
I know.
This weekend. Not bad. So you're on the Reece Walsh train?
I am. And I'm just backing my gut with this one. It's like numbers around Ponga or Turbo, they might look better, whatever it might be. I'm already a Tedesco owner. I think they'll fly home, so I'm gonna lock it in and go. Because if I watch him bang out big 100+ scores and I don't own it, I'm just gonna say, well, why don't you back yourself? So here we are.
Now, there is one young lady in the crowd today who might be very interested in this one. We're going to talk Connor Watson. Now, Kat has 2 hookers. One of them is Appy Curacao. The other one is still Jeremy Marshall-King. She still needs to make a move there.
I do.
Well, I think I can sell her.
All right, I'm all ears.
Kat,
Talk to
C-Dub,
me.
Connor Watson, $677K, so still relatively affordable. Obviously, Origin tonight, barring injuries, I don't think he'll be playing too many minutes. Break even of 63, so I don't necessarily need to go this week. Well, you probably will, but he has a 66-point average as an 80-minute player since round 6. In his last 7 games, though, he's averaging 82.57 points with 62.57 in base. In that period, 1 try and 2 try assists. That's it. I
Wow.
reckon he's the number 1 hooker for the run home.
I think I'm about to just trade him in right now. It's pretty hard to disagree with those stats.
They are pretty damn impressive.
They're good numbers.
They are very good numbers.
And that's just with 1 try and 2 try assists.
Mm.
Damn.
I want him. Between getting Crichton back, getting Cleary, getting Walsh, there's only a certain amount of money that can go around, and that Brayley to Watson, there's just a fair bit of cash. Can get him. He's dual position as well, so I could get him at 2RF, but I like him in that hooking slot. I think he's a great pickup.
I also like Connor Watson, and I like the Roosters for this reason, that I think round 27 could be fucking carnage to me. They play South. They're not going to rest anyone. They're definitely going to be out there as well.
I don't buy into that like you do.
Oh, it's just always happened. They never rest players against South Sydney.
Do they always play him round 27?
Every single year, yeah. Yeah, it's always a thing that they play him in the final round. Has been for the last few years, and they haven't rested him.
Do a bit of
At any
damage,
point.
actually,
Yeah.
that game.
Yeah, it can do a bit
okay.
of damage. Yeah, I'm pretty confident on saying that.
Yeah, I'm just looking at like Tedesco last year missed round 26 against the Tigers. Did they maybe rest players round 26?
Yeah, they don't rest them against South. So it's,
okay.
Yeah,
So you'll get the resting potential. Well,
we might get a resting before. Yeah,
this year though they've got the bye in round 23, so maybe they look at that. They have the bye in 19, obviously just had, and 23, so maybe they look at that and go, no, we're happy to have 4 games leading into finals because we've had 2 rests.
I reckon. As you said, they got 2 buys in the last 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon. And I mean, like Spencer Lenius come off the bench for New South Wales. Connor's come off the bench for New South Wales. Like it's not like they've. Su'Alee's played 6.5 minutes. It's not like they're Origin boys. Teddy didn't even play Origin.
Yeah.
Manu's coming off a spell. Like they're going to be pretty fresh, the Chalks.
Bit harsh.
JWH has just had a 4-week spell.
Teddy played Origin 1.
What's that?
Teddy played Origin 1.
Sorry, Teddy played it. But like he's used to playing 3 games or whatever.
With those couple of buys, every chance they do play.
Yeah. Okay, our next player, Isaac Tungo. Let's do it. Well, what do we?
It's an update. It's an update of the stats I read out about 3 weeks ago, and it's the Cleary impact. 398k, 53-point average this season. Base of 34, excellent. Went back-to-back tons in round 2 and 3. Since then, he scored over 47 twice, 58 and 74. In that stretch of 12 games, 2 tries, no try assists. Very poor. However, in his 4 games with Nathan Cleary at halfback inside him this season, scores of 46, 145, 134. Those 2 games were with the injuries, and it was the Broncos and Eels from memory.
Yes. Yeah.
And they put back rows to centre, and he's had a field day. Last season, though, 7 games to begin the year with Cleary, averaged 85.43, highs of 158, 124, 1 score under 53. Is he a viable option for the run home to free up cash? And I described it last night to the boys as your 6th CT dub. I think we're all going to have 5 gun CT dubs at this stage, or pretty close to it. Your 7th CT dub is probably going to be enough. It's going to be a Jesse Arthurs or someone who's playing but cheap. You don't want to play. You're probably going to have to play Tungo at some stage if you get him, but not often. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't mind it. If you need to free up cash and he's the guy that you can chuck in there and you have to, as you said, you're playing once or twice, once Penrith are at full strength, I'm okay with it.
They've got a good draw too.
He can still jag a 90 out of nowhere.
Well, he can jag a 140 out of nowhere. He's done it twice in 2 seasons.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm okay. It's not something I'm looking at, but honestly, if Nath comes back and they have a good game this week and they look good even without the Origin players, I could fall on that sword very quickly.
I've got a big watch on him this week with Nathan, how it's looking.
Yeah, for sure. Welcome home. Tavita Pangai Jr. Huge game on the weekend. Wayne Bennett is throwing that wand around and getting the job done with TPJ. What do you got for me?
51 minutes against the Rabbitohs on the weekend. scored 90 points. There's now the injury to Ewan Aitken has seen Felice Kafusi play on the edge, who'd been playing in the middle. 51 minutes against the Bunnies, 15 runs. 14 of those runs were over 8 metres for 2 points. 3 offloads, 4 tackle busts, a try, a line break. They're elite attacking numbers for a front rower. He's 379k, dual front row 2RF. I really don't want to buy him. I probably won't buy him, but far out, it's a compelling case.
Yeah, I'm interested. I'm heaps interested. I'm so far from a TPJ fan, but you give TPJ to Wayne Bennett, and I've always been confident he was going to do a job.
The question is minutes. Do we? Ewan didn't play many on the weekend either, did he?
No, he got injured pretty early. Yeah.
So he only played 19 minutes. So inflated, do we think, for TPJ? Do we have any idea what his minutes will be going forward?
No, we don't. But I also they need to win games of football. They're trying to play top 8 footy. He's the alpha in that pack now. Like, he is, realistically.
Put some respect on the name of Mark Nichols, please, mate.
But in all, if they're going to have a real crack this year, they're going to need TPJ to be offloading and to be terrorising. They're going to have to roll the dice.
To add into it, Trey Fuller named on the bench.
Yeah, it's
so they've been
great.
running a 4-forward bench for the majority of the season. Now they've got Trey Fuller there.
You also lose Max Plath as a middle forward for the next few weeks. I don't see how he doesn't get minutes. I'm half convincing myself into going fucking TPJ. What is he? 390k.
379. I know.
Yeah, that's interesting.
The other thing is, even if 50 isn't his regular minutes and he does play 35, 40 or something and becomes your third front rower, it's not the end of the world. Like, he still makes a bit of cash, scores well enough. Like, he'll jag attacking stats in games. A bit Terrell May-ish, but even more explosive. Yeah.
What is he? 375k.
Can you get him up on your screen and stop asking me?
Well, no, because I'm looking at my team to see if I could maybe jig something here.
379.
379. Interesting. Okay. Something to consider. All right. Our next player on our deep dive is Matty Burton. What do you got for me?
539k, break even of 48, very cheap. Reason for that, a few games back in the wet against the Roosters, they were soundly beaten and he scored 16 points playing centre for that game. Still don't understand why he played centre, but here we are.
That was wild.
Yeah, outside of that game, since round 4, he's averaged 78.18. He's got a low score in that period of 39 points and a second lowest of 63. Very cheap, dual 5'8" halfback. He looks a good buy to me. Doggies, no bias to come, soft draw home.
What about his scores from round 6 to round 12? Is this the most consistent 6-week period of all time? 79, 80, 73, 80, 80, 81. 5 out of 6 scores that range from 79 to 81. That's insane.
It is.
Not for me, but I can understand people looking at him.
Draw to come, Cowboys, Broncos, Raiders, Dragons, Dolphins, Warriors, Seagulls, Cowboys. Great draw. Why aren't you keen, mate?
I just don't think they are. Like, he's scoring well there for sure, but I don't think Canterbury are as reliant on him as what they used to be. And I just think for what I have to spend there on the 5'8" position, I would rather use that trade in another position where I think I can get a guy that can go 100 plus in any given week.
It's an interesting one because my gut says the same, Roo. I'm just like, the Doggies are a very defense-oriented team. He's not always the main guy for them. He obviously has a big role.
Which is great for Canterbury, but...
Great for the Dogs, but SuperCoach. But at the same time, it's been like that since round 4, and he's still banged out that 74-point average since. So it's like, you're picking up at a bargain rate. The numbers say that it doesn't really matter. He's going to score well. But my gut says the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be stunned to see some 30s in there on the run home.
Well, I mean, mate, like playing devil's advocate, you look over the last 4 weeks, he's gone 39, 16, 63, 71. Those 2 games that went to Golden Point, he got, 5 extra points from kicking a field goal in overtime.
Yeah.
You know, that 63 turns into a 55. I don't know. He's not for me, but
Yeah.
We know what he can do.
Even at some of his scores, like he had a 147 against the Roosters this season. That was the Dom Young send-off game, but I think he did some serious damage in that before he was sent off. 79 against the Storm, down at Amy Park in Melbourne, 80 against the Panthers in Penrith. Like, he's scoring well against pretty matchup proof, and then goes and scores 39 against the Eels. Makes sense of that. Anyway.
Yeah, I just the guys I want to bring in from now on are guys that I think can go 100 plus on any given week.
Yep.
They're the guys I want to target, so not for me. Okay, trades. Do you want to take us away? What do you, and by the way, I don't actually know what Tim's doing yet. He hasn't told me. We've saved it for here to get my live reaction. So this could be more scrambled than your eggs this morning. Take us away.
Boosting.
Yep.
So, said since the start of the season, round 20, I wanted the boost. I want to set my team up for the run home quicker than anyone else. What are you giggling at?
Safety Sam's taking off his fluoro vest and he's ready to play. Let's do it. He's still got his hard hat on though. It's okay.
A narrative building that I dislike. But yeah, I want to, as I said, like Origin's done, injured players come back, Origin players back, a few at cheaper rates. I just think it's a great opportunity to go 3 this week, probably 2 next week, potentially 2 the week after. We'll see how things are going, and just lock and load for the run home when people without trades have to be very cautious with what they do.
Yep.
Out of my team, Lachlan Galvin, Ben Trebojevic, Fletcher Sharp.
Yep.
Coming in, Reece Walsh. I'm tossing up at the moment between this is a cash, freeing up cash to do it. Jesse Arthurs or Ali Leotow. Leaning towards Arthurs just because he's more cemented in that spot. He's got a 3-round average of about 19, but I don't really care because it's been without Origin players. And the big one is without Reece Walsh. I'm like, Reece Walsh there changes everything for the wingers in this team with his ball playing speed and all that. That being said, he would be my 7th CT dub, who I don't plan on playing this year.
Which wing is Arthur's on at the moment?
Left, I believe.
Left, okay.
Because I think at full strength with players back and Cobbo back, etc., Dean Mariner will be right.
Wing, yeah.
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 But like they have chopped and changed and he's been centre, but I believe left is
Cool.
where he'll be.
Yep.
You okay with that?
Yeah, no, I was just trying to remember. I couldn't visualise it.
He's breaking case of emergency, round 26, 27 resting. So I've got a number there rather than enough. You know how it works. And the big one, Daly Cherry Evans, 600K. I'm just looking at him and I'm looking at that halfback spot. I don't own Sam Walker. I don't own Jerome Hughes. Nathan Cleary, I'm going to wait until next week. I'm happy to see him. He's got a break even for like 189, so he should be dropping big cash this week. I'm really intrigued to see how Cleary returns and how explosive he is. You know, he's twinged that hammy, or more than twinged it twice already this season. Does his running take a back seat at least for a few weeks and he'll pull the strings, he'll kick well, he'll pass well, he'll still score well, but a lot of his points, like any Supercoach, comes off his running game. I'm more than happy to watch that this week, especially if Penrith do mass rest and it's a weaker team. So, yeah, I'm just thinking maybe Cleary next week, wish out to him, and a little Cherry Evans combo with him. It's a soft run home for Manly. They've got a great draw. It's a little bit awkward in coming weeks. Titans this week at Brookie's great. Roosters next week, obviously tough. And then there's a bye in round 22, but easy to cover with a deep squad. What do you reckon?
When you first floated this on Monday to me in passing, and I wasn't huge on it, then someone asked me a question about it on our Q&A show yesterday, and I had a bit of a deeper look into it. And the run home is very nice, isn't it? It's very good. And I don't know about you, but if I was you, I would like the fact that you're going to have DC Olakawatu Garrick.
I know.
Just every time the ball goes down that right edge points. I don't mind it, mate. I do find it kind of appealing. I'm happy to run with Cody Walker as my other 7. He's dual position now, though. Yeah, I like it. I do like it. Probably not something I'll do, but I appreciate the move.
And the other thing I like about it is because most people, like everyone's going to be locking Cleary in presumably in the next 2 weeks, most people are going to be running Sam Walker as the other halfback or Jerome Hughes even more likely. So he's one that people are really, if he does take off, which we know he can do, he's going to be really tough to get in. He's got a break even of 15. So if he can score well against the Titans this week and make that 50, 60K, people will be looking at that buy and the Roosters upcoming. If he takes flight, he's one I could have to myself kind of thing.
Yeah, I reckon there's every chance that after that buy he becomes a little bit more interesting for people. I know for me, with a few trades up my sleeve, for that run home, he's someone that I would be looking at.
And agreed. Like, I could wait until round 23, and he also has to back up from Origin still. So I expect he will.
If he doesn't, for what I'm pretty confident he will. If he doesn't, you'll sit on your hands this week.
Yeah, I won't be doing that because then he comes back to the Roosters into a bye. So I want this Titans matchup.
Yeah, this Titans one.
And the other thing, I think the Seagulls are going to fly home if everyone stays fit, and Tommy Turbo in particular. Mate, their attack is just outstanding at the moment, and I think he can go big. The other thing, if Garrick does miss any games, he goal kicks. Yeah, that's where we're at.
So what else is big coming into those last few weeks? You're going to go off the bye. You're going to go him against the Raiders, GIO, Warriors at home, Tigers at Leichhardt Oval. That could be a fucking monstrosity. Bulldogs tough game, but then that Sharkies game, mate. If the Sharks do well over the next few weeks, they could be resting players in that week, and that could be 4 points against the Sharks Reggie side, playing for the top 8.
Oh yeah,
playing for a home final as well.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Rubber arms been twisted. Yeah, not for me this week, but I'll have a look over the next few weeks.
What do you got for us, mate?
Mate, I want to bring in Jaden Campbell this week.
Mm-hmm.
I have never been a big Jaden Campbell fan, as you know. No, sorry. I've never been a big Supercoach Jaden Campbell fan. Even in the preseason, everyone's behind him. I wasn't overly. Just watching him over the last few weeks, mate, he's just flying. He doesn't look like missing a goal kick. My plan is to bring him in at fullback. Now I'm trying to work out whether I do that for Sharp or for Latrell. This Latrell situation is doing my fucking head in. I'm going to bring in Jaden Campbell and then, mate,
you're BFFs with Latrell. Just ask him.
And then I'm going to ignore that. And then I am thinking. I think I'm going to trade both those fullbacks this week. And then, man, I kind of find Roger a little bit interesting as a little pod play. Playing on the wing, I'm going to try and see what I can get out of Warriors HQ as to how much ball he's going to get, if he's going to roam maybe, what we're saying. But I think he'll do a lot of work out of there. Jeez, what a nightmare playing the Warriors. Do you kick to Dallin or to Roger? Who would you...
Doesn't it seem like... Well, I mean... Torpicky's back at fullback now, but when Charms there, what a devastating back three. I love Roger on the wing.
Yeah, so do I.
I understood the centre move, but you just want him on the wing where he roams. I want him to have he'll have 25 plus runs this week, I reckon.
Yeah. So I'm very interested in Roger. It doesn't free up cash for me, but a little bit of a cheaper option that I like. So, yeah, that's what I'm looking at, mate, which will leave me with $760K and 10 trades, which means that potentially next week I could boost and go Cleary, Angus, maybe KP. I might wait an extra week on KP, though.
Good Lord. How's that for 3 trade-ins?
But those are the 3 that I want to get in, yeah.
Could be the 3 greatest teams of all time in 1 week.
Yep, could be. Yeah. So, yeah, the other option is that I don't bring in Roger and I just hold on to that money for those trades in the coming weeks too. So I have to make up my mind on that, what I'm going to do, whether this Roger one's actually necessary or not. My question to you, though, I've got Fletcher Sharp, I've got Latrell Mitchell in my fullbacks. I obviously need to trade one of them this week to Jaden Campbell. You would do Latrell and free up that cash?
Well, probably, but... I mean, they both have to go anyway at some point. The other thing is, they're both going to have to be traded. So I don't think it really matters. It just depends what suits your circumstances better. The longer you hold on to Latrell, the more you're going to just keep him. Like, all of a sudden you hold him for next week and then for whatever reason next week he doesn't have to go and you hold him 1 more week, then he's nearly back and you're holding on to him. So I'd probably just cut ties with him and take that cash now. My concern with Latrell is... with the Rabbitohs season all bar over, we think it's a foot injury or something like that. Firstly, how explosive does he come back? It's Latrell Mitchell. Does he come back and give a shit if his team's out of the finals race? Do they rush him back? They definitely don't rush him back if they're out of finals contention.
Yeah, I mean, if they lose this week, Wayne just made the call, hey,
just let him
pull the plug.
Send him to Tari.
I mean,
freshen that up. And
they play the Tigers this week, to be fair, so they probably do win, but... Yeah, okay. Yeah, so maybe I just go Latrell straight to Jaden Campbell. Maybe I don't need to make this Roger trade. If I go Latrell straight to Jaden Campbell, that'll leave me with 11 trades and 860K in the bank to be able just to next week go boost Angus, Nath, and KP probably the week after.
Sheesh.
I might not even have to boost, actually. I might just go Angus, KP next week.
Because KP's...
He's got a bye coming up, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think it's that week.
Yeah, so...
KP's a bye after that. So he goes Broncos this week, then a bye, then the Panthers in Penrith. KP's around 23 bye.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So, yeah, I'll go KP round 23 for that run home. I think, mate, this week I might give a little on score because I've got all my Sharkies out that are sort of my little Potterellas. But, yeah, then after that, I think I'm in for a big run home.
You'll be playing catch-up after this week.
Fucking please. Pretender. What are you doing, Catman?
I don't know yet. I really needed this episode to decide.
Connor Watson locked in?
I like the Connor Watson move a lot. I do. I've thrown it in there just to see what I'm working with.
Yeah.
But I do have a little bit of stuff going on with the likes of Kohler, who I should replace.
Right. Yeah.
There's a bit of money there.
You got
I've
trades
also
and
got
boosts, though. Like
Fletcher Sharp. So very tempted to upgrade my fullback.
How many
as
trades,
well.
Kat?
16.
Boost. Get your boost on.
Okay.
Surely.
You've got enough trades to use
seriously-
back-to-back boosts and
You'll
still be
dead
sitting
set.
pretty, yeah.
You as Rouge joked about it all season, but you're going to go to the you're going to finish the season with 4 trades up your sleeve.
Yeah.
True.
Just boost.
All right. Well, we might do some bonus content or something when I decide what my trades
Yeah,
are.
we'll do that on Friday or something.
Yeah.
Or
So
Thursday.
if you are interested, stand by and we will fill you in on what I decide to do.
How much money you got in the bank?
With no trades, 1 second. I'm just been playing around
Yeah.
with it. Just talk amongst yourself for a second. So you come
Captains.
here much.
El Capitanos.
428,000.
Boost. Christ. You can make some huge moves. We'll let you know what Cat's doing.
Yeah,
during
we'll
the
let
week.
you know.
There's going to be stock changes if you get
And
tapped
I-
on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Don't
I
take
know
it
you guys are
personally.
really invested in what I do.
No,
so.
because you're a very interesting case study. The way that where you've put yourself with this many trades at the back end, you're actually going to be more fun than us at the last few weeks.
Kat, you're probably going to beat us, so
Okay, Timbo, captains this week. What are you looking at, mate?
a little bit tricky. I mean, Teddy's the obvious and boring one, isn't he?
Boo! Don't have him. No, won't be
that's right.
captaining him.
Yes, probably Teddy. Origin's a big watch. See how blokes get through it. Like, Walsh tempts me. You never really know what the Knights are going to throw up, but he does tempt me bringing him in. I think Teddy, if all the Roosters boys back up, Teddy's the safer play. So I'll be leaning towards one of them too. I'll be captaining Walsh a lot on the run home, I reckon, but probably Teddy. What are you thinking?
Christ. I am thinking a little VC on Cody Walker v the West Tigers. And then I will probably go a C on, and I know that every time I've captained him, he hasn't finished the game, but Ruben Garrick against the Titans.
That's appealing, isn't it? Yeah. After what we saw last week, and we thought he's injured or something last week, going off after 64, 65 minutes. He'd been crook all week.
Been crook, yeah.
And
Chairs
did that.
back. Big.
And it's also going at...
Do they play Sunday as well?
Yeah, it's a Sunday
Yeah,
4
they'll
o'clock
be
at 4
sweet.
points.
It's also going at that edge of Jaden Campbell and Dave Fafita
Yep.
and Brian Kelly. Oh, boy. Yeah,
Brian
that's-
Kelly sounds like he should be a country singer.
It does.
That is some of your best.
And if you say Brian Kelly, I'm like the singer or the footy player?
So yeah, Brian Kelly, fuck Christ. My player's looking like Ruben Garrick as my captain this week. As I said, I think I'm every chance to give a little this week, but mate, that could be a biblical week for you if you have Garrick as your captain, DCE in there, Olakawar too. You could explode.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Well, are you still thinking Teddy over Garrick or?
Ladies and gentlemen, from Oklahoma, Texas, Mr. Brian Kelly.
Did you say Oklahoma, Texas?
Yeah, I know that was
How
not
good's your geography?
I was just under pressure.
Sorry to pull
What was
you
your
up on
question?
that.
Something about Garrett captain. I don't even know.
Garrick or Teddy?
You were thinking about that the whole
I was.
time.
And I still landed on Oklahoma, Texas. I was in Texas in November as well. Garrick is appealing. And I could to be fair, I'd probably, Teddy's the far safer captain than Reece Walsh, but ceiling-wise against Knights and then Roosters v Melbourne in Melbourne, ceiling-wise, he's probably the VC Walsh. So I like the Garrick play. But to be honest, if we can do that, I'll probably go DCE. If we're talking about that edge and getting dominated, well, DCE's going to be in everything. Anyway.
Yeah, goal kicking though.
Yeah, big bonus.
That's a big plus.
Yeah.
Kat, what do you think? Capitanos.
Capitanos, well, pretty tempted by the Garrick move. Saw him on a plane. He looked like the kind of guy that should have captained the plane, to be honest. No,
He does look like a pilot.
I hate that I had to make that joke. I'm so sorry. But in saying that, I've also got Teddy, and I could end up going for the safer choice. But then also the Cody Walker against Tigers could be pretty spicy too. So I think I'll be tossing up between those guys, but I will be just keeping a close eye because Origin, injuries, that kind of stuff, you know.
All right. I like it. Now, end of the show, and no one else will be able to enjoy this outside of you and me, Tim. But I've just noticed I love the matching shoe and pant combo that Kathmandu's gone for here.
They're camo only, just
Camo,
noticed them.
yeah.
I'm a big fashion girl, you know.
You are? Yeah. No, you
Yeah.
are.
Shoes are important.
It's a compliment, by the way.
Thank you. Shoes are never on camera here, but I always
be.
deliver.
Yeah, no, she's got a very good shoe collection. You'd think she was a caterpillar. Many a feet.
Oh, my goodness.
That was a terrible joke.
That was so bad.
All right, fuck it, whatever. All right, are we done?
Yeah.
Late show will be out tomorrow.
Tomorrow at...
Midday?
Yeah, it'll be either 12 or 3. We'll see.
We'll let you know. You'll work it out. We'll all be celebrating a New South Wales victory anyway. So all good. We'll see you tomorrow on the late show. A little testy
you
pop to
started
finish.
the show with a little mini testy pop and then you finished it with it. That's awesome.
Good at what I do. I'll pick them up later and then we'll see you next week. Cheers, guys.